3 secrets that you can, take advantage of where we are at the marketplace, and regardless of what's going on, to set yourself to have the best year ever. And many of the brokers that I work with, haven't seen a dip in their business. They've actually seen growth. And if I was to sort of explain, they take these 3 things that we're going to be talking about today very seriously. They don't wing it. They have a plan. They have a system. They add massive massive value in the marketplace, and they educate themselves, and they also educate their clients. So a lot of you are sort of feeling a bit this way at the moment, where you're struggling, you're saying, where is my next deal coming from? It's a bit like, trying to climb up an inverted wall like this, and it's tough, right? You're sort of hanging on. You've obviously got your normal expenses within the business. The last sort of unexpected rate rises that we've had are making it challenging to say, what is that next move? What do I need to be doing in my business to really be successful? So there's a number of brokers that are really standing out from the crowd, and they embrace the 3 things that we're going to be talking about today, and it gains market share even in a challenging market, and where 70% of today's market is being done by other brokers. We need to have a way to be unique. We need to really show our value and to be able to stand out from the crowd. So if we look at what's happening in the market, and obviously sales are down, we've had a number of interest rate rises. I feel the last couple of rises, I don't know if you're feeling it, but I know for myself, and I've got a large property portfolio, these ones are sort of digging the knife. It's sort of, I'm looking at the sort of interest costs, and interest have more than doubled over the last 12 months. I think we had our last interest rate rise around May last year, and this one's really twisting the knife. So it's been good in many respects, because it's got a lot of our clients to look at their options in terms of what they want to do, and refinancing has been massive over the last few months, and will continue to be, right? Even though we're seeing the level playing field now, where the banks aren't going to be as aggressive as cashbacks and so forth. So there's a real opportunity. So it's up to you whether you're going to fight or you're going to fly. Some brokers will go into their shell. They'll look for excuses. They won't take responsibility. They'll blame the market. They'll go into their shell, and they'll go into flight mode. They'll come back out when the market's good again, or they won't be around in the next 3 to 6 months. But many brokers out there are choosing to do the opposite, and they're choosing to fight, and they're choosing to use the things that I'm going to be talking about to cut through the market noise. And what we need to be really considerate about is, let's not let the noise get to us, those outside influences. We've got to create our own market, and the market starts between our ears. So it's really important as sort of rates go up, and at the moment, I think rates are close to peaking, but there's 2 ways to control the market. One is for the Reserve Bank to actually put rates up. The other is to talk and create noise about putting rates up. But both have the same effect, and give the newspaper that fodder to sort of write about extreme things that aren't really going on in the marketplace, right? So we need to be really clear in terms of our own sort of education, which I'll touch on in a little bit, to be able to sort of cut through that market noise. Because, in any market, there's opportunities. And in this market, it's no different. You need to focus on, what are those opportunities in the marketplace for you right now to really focus on, to ensure that you're going to have that best year ever. So one of the things we're going to touch on today is leading with knowledge. There's a great book that I refer to often called The Challenger Sale, and if we can challenge and educate our clients, particularly in this market, we're going to go a long way to winning business from other brokers within the market and within the industry, and also banks as well. So, what do we need to focus on? What are the big three things that we need to focus on? So the first one that we need to focus on is we need to have a sales system. I'm big on systems within business, whether that's your delivery system, whether that's your operating system of your business, or fundamentally, and everyone needs to have this, is a sales system. All right, and what are the three things that are sort of compiled in a sales system? All right, so the first thing that we need to focus on in our sales system is really having clear goals. All right, so we need to understand exactly what we need to do on a day-to-day basis. And quite often when we break down our settlements into the number of loans that we need to settle every month, and then we break that down into, okay, if I need to settle those loans, let's call it 8 loans, I need to work out how many applications I need to do each month. Let's say we've got an 80% conversion rate from application to settlement. Okay, I need to do 10 loans. And so then we go back a step and we say, okay, well, if I need to write 10 loans and I'm getting leads from all different lead sources at the moment, and let's say my average conversion rate is 1 in 3, which is low. Obviously some of you would be at 2 at 3, some of you may be at 50%, but let's say 1 in 3, right? So from that I need 30 leads in the month to be able to write my 10 loans. So then we come down and we break that into a daily. So if there's 21 business days, we're probably looking at maybe 1.5 leads a day. So which isn't much. If we're looking at about it, we need 3 leads every 2 days, right? So if we come down, we make that our focus. It takes a lot of the noise out of it. It comes down to, all right, how am I going to get these leads into the business? And it really simplifies what we're going to do, right? So first step in the sales system is having really clear goals. The second part of it is having that daily structure. And I see a lot of brokers struggle with this. They know it's a bit like exercise. They know that they should be doing the calls, and they know that they should have a daily structure for business development. But it's one thing that they wing. They wing it. They'll complain that there's no leads or that the market, and they won't take the things that they can create, which is the discipline of putting time in their diary every day to do business development. So whether that's an hour to sort of pick up the phone and make calls, whether you do some direct messaging in a platform like LinkedIn or Facebook. It's just that hour focused to generating business. And every one of you, I don't care how busy you are, you should be able to put an hour aside, because as I said, if your target is 1 or 2 leads a day and that you need to generate, that should be the priority to achieve our goals and to have our most successful year. We're not going to wing it. It's too valuable, because we've got bigger goals and we've got freedom that can come from it. And I used to struggle with this, and I used not like the structure but what really sort of tweaked, and I think it was John McGrath who said that actually freedom comes from having that daily disciplines, right? If you discipline and you structure and you do the activities, you'll go home and you won't be stressed feeling like you haven't done enough. You'll be confident and you can relax, you can enjoy the time, you can be present with your family and enjoy that time. So when that sort of switch flicked for me, that actually having the daily structure and doing these activities actually means that you can have the freedom in your life. So the next point is around having a targeted list, right? So, who is it that you want to target? Because, I say when we're looking at this, there's 3 parts to doing activities. and working on your business development. Right? The first part is the preparation. The second part is the actual activity in doing it. And the third part is the follow-up. So part of the preparation that we need to do is we need to prepare a list of who we're actually going to call. And the great thing about this list is you don't actually have to prepare it yourself. This can be done by a VA or one of your other team members. Yes, you probably have to identify, who are those people that you want to target. For example, one of the things that I recommend is, having a look at your client list and who are your A's, who are your B's, and who are your C's. Obviously, similar to anything, if you look at the Pareto principle, which is the 80-20 rule, that 80% of your business is going to come from 20% of your customers. So the question I ask you is, do you know who that 20% of your clients are that you're going to get sort of additional referrals or more likely to do repeat business with you? Maybe they're, some of your people, referral partners that have sent you regular referrals. They're going to be higher on your rotation in terms of on your call list. So if you're a new broker and you don't know where to start, I recommend starting with those close people in the network. Think of those 200 people that you could invite to your wedding and start the list there. So the next thing we need to do is we need to focus on how we can actually add value. So this is number 2, is the value that we can add to our clients and our network. And when we look at value in a market like this, there's going to be people that are going to be at different levels and they're going to need different things from you. So it's understanding where your individuals and your target market and your clients are at. Some clients are going to be at a level where, with the interest rate rises and everything that's going on, they just want safety at this point in time. They just want to be made to feel secure. Obviously, things may be tight. They may be living paycheck to paycheck, and with the raising interest rates and their repayments may have doubled over the last 12 months, they may be looking for a bit of safety and reassurance. Right? Some of your clients are going to be at the other end of the spectrum and they're going to be looking at the market as a great opportunity. They're going to have the income, they're going to have the equity in their property, and they're going to see this as a real opportunity. They want to know where to invest. They're educated in the market and they just want your leadership, right? The value that you can provide to them is the leadership, the connections, the introducing the right referral partners, having those conversations, setting goals, setting objectives around what the plan is to take advantage of the opportunities. And then you're going to have those clients that are going to be sitting somewhere in between. Clients that, aren't sure, that need the education, that they want to be challenged, they want to be educated around what they can do in this particular market. So these are the ones that we need to be able to, provide the content, have those deeper conversations, ask those questions that's going to make them think differently. Because if we can get them to start thinking differently about their finances and their financial future, they're going to act differently. And the best time to buy, as Warren Buffett says, buy when the market is fearful. And at the moment, given what's happening, the market is a little bit fearful. So there's some great buying opportunities. And if we look outside of, New South Wales or Victoria, there's some good buying opportunities in markets that are still increasing. And some of these markets have dropped by, up to 15%. So there's, in places like Sydney at the moment, there's some really good buying opportunities. All right, so it's around challenging the market and challenging those particular clients in terms of what we can do. All right, so we've gone through 2 of the 3. We've gone through the sales system. We've gone through how you can add value and the different sort of areas and how your clients may be feeling in terms of what you need to provide. The third thing to be successful and make this your best year is going to come down to education. So if we have a look at what we can educate ourselves in, the first thing is our own skills. So we get paid for the value that we add in the marketplace. And for us to add more value, we need to improve our skill set. So if the market is a little bit quieter and you're a little bit quieter in terms of the loans that you're doing, one thing that you can work on is developing some new skills. I'm a big believer in having that, daily habits and, setting yourself up, doing the exercise, doing your meditation and doing some self-education. And 20 minutes a day, if you just put into working on an area that you want to develop in terms of new skills that you can add value to the market. So, maybe it's your property investment knowledge. Maybe it's the knowledge around your target market, first home buyers. Maybe it's, updating your sales skills or your ability to manage and lead staff. Just focus on what's important to you and really start to work on some new skills for yourself. Next, the second thing in education is, the market knowledge. So understanding what's happening, one, in your local area, two, then in your state, then three, in interstate. Understand what's happening from the fundamentals point of view. What's happening? What are the basic rental returns in the market? What are the rental vacancies? What are the different infrastructure projects that are happening around the country? Look at what's happening in Brisbane with all the development that's going on for the upcoming games. Massive opportunity in terms of looking at these different areas and educating yourselves on those markets. Look at what's happening from an immigration perspective. We've already got record shortages of rental properties, but there's talks of bringing another 1.5 million people, new immigrants into the market. What is that going to do? So this market knowledge in terms of what's happening on a micro and a macro level in the property market and also in the interest rate market, in terms of have a look at what the predictions, what the economists are recommending, and from our own knowledge of history in terms of what's happened after rates have gone up. Guess what's happened? They've come down, right? So all of this is really, really important education so you can lead and really challenge and educate, because this is going to win you business over the next year. And the third thing, once we get this education is, create valuable content out of it. There's so many different platforms that you can talk on, whether it be Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever you want, Instagram. There's many platforms now that people have eyes on, and it's those people that are willing to just spend a little bit of time. And again, it doesn't have to be much. What I say to my clients, if you can just spend some time creating some content, and maybe it's just 3 to 5 minute video where you can talk on something that's going to be of value to your target market. It's going to make a massive difference to your profile, to the amount of business that you can generate, and the education of your clients in terms of how you can share that with the marketplace. So they're the 3 pillars, and if you can do that, this is going to help you to get your best year ever, right? So if you can provide a sales system and value, what you're going to get is market share. If you can provide deep value to your clients and education, you're going to get delighted clients. If you can educate yourself and have a real sales system to deliver it, what you're going to get is confidence. And what sales is a transfer of energy, and what gives you energy is your confidence within the marketplace. I'm Ross Lacane, the founder of the $1 Billion Broker. I hope you found this live valuable. Look forward to talking to you soon. If you're interested in being coached, reach out on our website, billiondolarbroker.com.au, and I'll talk to you soon.